So today, for the next 9 minutes, I'm going to share a very practical experience of digitizing an internal control. 9 minutes. Now, when Pauline spoke to me about this topic, I was telling her, no problem. It takes about 3 days, to go through this item. And then Pauline said, all of us are corporate leaders, genius, no problem. 9 minutes. So, okay, 9 minutes. So I will drill down to a very, very specific and very narrow item of internal control. And I will only look at one case study. Any of us handle trade compliance? Any of us trade compliance? Quite a few of us. Okay, very good. So sometimes, trade compliance is not in the finance responsibility because it's some other function and it is not financial as per se, and also sometimes the risk may not be very high. Some of us heard of Huawei, and some of us heard of how many companies are implicated only because they trade with denied party list. This case study is a very simple one. Datalogic is a company, Italian company listed in Milan. It has about 3,000 staff, about 1 billion Sing dollar kind of revenue. Factories in US, Vietnam, R&D in China, Vietnam, US, Italy. Quite a simple one. If you go to most of the supermarket, you will see the embedded barcode scanner, Datalogic. Terminal 4, barcode scanner, baggage, Datalogic. This kind of company. The trade compliance process for this company is a very simple one. It's a manual process. I hire one guy, sit down there 12 hours per day, 996, so 12 hours per day, work for 6 days, and go through every single list. And then some of you may ask me, what's so difficult about denied party list? Have you gone to Homeland Security? So this is US. I downloaded this just 2 days ago, so it's fresh. This is just in US. In US, the denied party list is a lot. And the whole world, the large one, the important one, those that you trade, you die. Trade, you get listed immediately on the newspaper. 600 worldwide. At least, these are big ones. The small ones, we don't even care. Like the Malaysia list, we don't even care. Big ones, 600. Each of these lists has a big list of people, companies that you should not trade with. If you do, you get to a newspaper tomorrow, and the legal case may take about 15 years, and huge amount of money. So how do you solve this problem? How do you manage risk, and then you look at this trade compliance and you say, Sarbanes-Oxley tick. How do you do that? How are you able to say, our company is okay? So previously, as mentioned, I hired a guy, 996, and the person worked very carefully, looked at some of the lists. How he does it, I frankly don't really know, but he does it. So every time there is a partner, this is the guy. Now, it makes a lot of sense for us to, go back to this. It makes a lot of sense for us to automate this. It's absolutely granted that we have to automate it. So we did. We digitized this, we automated it, we created an interface with a company, and this interface goes into our SAP system, go through every single partner, customer, vendor, check the denied party list. By the way, denied party list can be people. Most of the time it's people, and therefore you have to check the company's directors to see whether they are sitting on the board. It's not so easy, but this system can do all this, and it has some machine learning capability. If it's checked this way, that the machine will learn. So it makes a lot of sense to automate. What is the consequence of automating this? Of course, for starter, we feel like light at the end of the tunnel. We all were relieved. We were freed, and we were enthusiastic, happy, excited. But the problem comes when I have increased in my capability. I have increased in my falsehood. Now, let me very quickly explain falsehood due to time difference, time constraint. Falsehood means if you have a company that says, in Chinese, in China, most of the company has started with the city name. Beijing Dasheng Legal Company, for example. And then you have another company say Beijing Dashang Legal Company. Dasheng, close it, right? Flag out. cannot trade. So those are faucet. Those are quite easy to solve. So it all comes to the company, and the company needs to go through that. At first, it feels very stupid to say, okay. But over time, the machine will learn. That's fine. But when I go a bit deeper, there are potential hit. So just now was false hit, now potential hit. What does potential hit means? Potential hit means one of the denied party list is a director. This director has some problem with law. He has a dispute with another company, and therefore the case is pending. And once that case is pending, it's flagged out as a denied party, it's inside the list, flagged out as a denied party, I cannot trade with this company. Now you may ask, do we need to be so serious? He has some dispute with another company. So you need a human, you need a person to look at that case to see whether is it relevant and to say yes or no. And a lot of these cases, hundreds of these cases. So my team and my company say, we need someone, some human in our company to look through this list and see whether it makes sense, and you need to come up with human judgment. And we need someone who is authority, capable enough, and understand quite a few functions. And my team say, Vincent, there's only one person in the company, that's the CFO of the company, and that's you. Now, you all came to me. You imagine 100 over list every month. It comes to me for judgment and say yes or no. Last time, don't need to know. Last time, I don't have to do all this. I just pay money, get someone to do it. Now, it comes to me. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the dilemma. Sometimes when we start a process, automation, it comes with many difficulties at start. But once you solve those difficulties, there are subjectivity that will cause us to have even more problem. The second dilemma is very simple. Last time, because I have to go through a 600 list, and each of the 600 lists has got 1,000 over people, if something goes wrong, I have a strong defense, I hire one guy working 12 hours per day, 996. I did all I can. So reasonably, I'm quite well defended. If I go to court, I can say I've done all I can reasonably. So reasonableness, I'm checked, I'm passed. Now, I have a system. I have an AI. I can tune the configuration. I can have the system check every single thing. I have no more defense, And when that list, that director, where he's fighting with his wife and comes to me, whether I trade or don't trade, if I say yes, the responsibility goes to me. So maybe it's a good research question, the prominence of CEO being sacked and automation, how much you automate, and the prominence of CFO being sacked. But this is a second dilemma. Whenever we create an automation, whenever you use new technology, there are other risks being embedded. I have a decrease in my defense if something goes wrong. If something goes wrong, I cannot say I don't know. I cannot say I've done all I can, because I can do a lot more due to my automated system, due to my minor AI, and due to my robust system, which requires a human to sit down there, a very senior, very authoritative human to sit down there and specifically did judgment and say yes. And in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, the journey and the path to automation for my company was an interesting, sort of successful one, but with dilemma. And therefore, I encourage all of you not to be fearful, because you have a guinea pig like me, starting already, but really understand that there might be other implications after all the celebration, that we may have a new set of risks to deal with. Thank you.